Welcome to BEFM Drama. I'm your host, Ryan Estrada. And this week on the show, we're heading to the circus. This season, as you know, we're creating brand new radio plays inspired by Charles Dickens' annual book of winter stories. The first one, A Christmas Carol, is one of the most adapted tales of all time, but the rest were quickly forgotten about, and some have never been adapted before. We're right at the end of this part of the series, where the books were released as a special holiday issue of the magazine Household Words. Dickens had been fighting with his business partners and wanted to quit working with them. But before he did, he put out one last edition called A House to Let. We adapted the main story of this book in our last episode, kind of. But there are a number of side stories in the collection that we have not yet covered. So this time, we're telling a story inspired by Dickens' Going Into Society. It's about a circus performer who feels left out. So when he wins the lottery, he's ready to take on the world. But he's not quite ready for what he finds, or what it says about the reason he was outside of society in the first place. We've also used parts of all the other stories in the collection: Elizabeth Gaskell's The Manchester Marriage, and Adelaide Ann Proctor's 3 Evenings in the House. Please enjoy part 1 of BeFM Drama's production of Big Top Big Shot.
My partner Fern and I are close. We spend a lot of long nights together in an ambulance. We argue and tease one another, sure, and we can sometimes drive one another up the wall. But we've spent so many years working together that we're like an old married couple. We'll tell each other everything. But lately, there's been something I've needed to tell him that I can't quite bring myself to say. In a few weeks, I'm quitting my job as a paramedic. I don't know what I'll do next, but I can't handle living my life from one emergency to another anymore. I work all night, I sleep all day. I'm doing better than I once was, but I feel ready now to find something new. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to telling him about it. It's gonna break his poor little heart.
You all right there, buddy?
Huh? Yeah, sure.
I mean, you look like you got something on your mind.
Who, me? What? No, never.
You're not fooling me. I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah, we've been working together for such a long time. You think I don't know that look? You're hungry.
Oh yeah, hungry. That's it. Sure.
I knew it. I can tell because I'm always hungry. But don't worry, I know your favorite spot.
Fern, I have to tell you something.
Yeah? What's that?
23 Dickens?
Call. Go for 23 Dickens.
How do you boys feel about the circus?
Vaguely indifferent.
I loved the circus when I was a kid, but I guess I kind of grew out of it as I got older. I tried to go once a couple years ago with my wife and her niece, but I gotta say, it was nice that they stopped using those live exotic animals. That made me feel a little less uncomfortable, but it also made it a lot less exciting. But I guess if your entertainment value depends on the suffering of animals, it says a lot about the type of show that you're putting on. But there was a cool part where they jumped a truck over my head and
That was rhetorical. I'm just trying to tell you there's a call at the circus. Calm down.
Yeah, I knew that.
Somebody beat up a mime. Go take care of that, would you?
We're on our way.
What was that you wanted to say?
You can wait until after the call. We rode in silence all the way to the Magman Circus. When we arrived, a woman riding a white horse led us back to the room where they kept all the wigs and costumes.
Right this way, guys. He's back here.
A crowd of performers were standing around a tiny little man in white face paint lying on the floor. This was our mime. He was so sweaty that the grease paint was starting to roll off his face and discolor the floor. A giant man that must have been at least 7 feet tall, with muscles bigger than my whole body, was crouched over him, looking panicked.
Oh, hey guys, he's still breathing, but he looks rough. Can you help him? His name is Chops.
Sir? Are you okay? Sir?
Goblin.
What?
He can't,
He can't what?
You're being kind of insensitive. How's he supposed to answer you?
What?
Do I have to spell it out for you?
Do you think that mimes can't talk?
No, I mean, of course I don't think that. Come on.
Does anybody know what happened to this guy?
Hey, I thought mimes couldn't talk.
While Fern whispered to a clown, I turned to the assembled crowd. There were clowns, jugglers, tightrope walkers, the lady on a white horse, a magician, and a strong man. Everyone looked at one another awkwardly.
He was, beaten up.
By who?
But, by me?
You? A giant guy like you? Picking on a little guy like this?
Yeah, come on. Poor little guy can't even speak up for himself.
Hey, who you calling little guy?
Ah! It talked!
Yeah, I talked. And I'll tell you what happened. That big dumb oaf beat me within an inch of my life.
He started it.
Come on. You're like 5 times the size of this little guy.
Ambulance man, you call me little guy one more time, and I'm gonna start something with you.
Well, it looks like you got a nasty bump on your head, but you're probably gonna be alright.
Oh, yeah, I also, got stabbed by a poison needle.
You stabbed this poor guy with a poison needle?
I don't even have a poison needle. Who carries a poison needle?
Yeah, it's my poison needle. It was in my back pocket. It poked me in the bum when I fell down, but I fell down because he hit me, so it's still his fault.
I only hit you because you were trying to stab me with the poison needle.
It's a real chicken and egg scenario.
No, it's not. You were clearly going to stab me with the poison needle first.
Who's to say?
You are, when you said you were going to stab me with the poison needle.
How is he talking right now?
We've got to get you out of here.
Yeah, let's hit the road. You hear that, losers? I'm leaving this circus and I'm never coming back.
We're fine with that.
Your horse is ugly.
How dare you?
Bye, Chops. Feel better.
We loaded the mime into the ambulance. Fern drove while I stayed in the back with the patient. There was clearly a lot going on here. I was curious, but it's not my job to figure out what happened. This guy was really talkative for a mime, though, and I had a feeling he was going to tell me. He sighed and recited a little poem.
And now I have decided, in the dim evening gloom, my suffering figure passing slowly from room to room, and pausing at each doorway, loneliness gathering up again, within my heart the relics of bygone joy and pain.
Okay.
It's hard. I know my time at the circus is over, and I know that I've been ready to leave for a long time, and I know that no one in there appreciates me, but it still stings, leaving them all behind.
I know exactly what you mean.
They're jealous of me, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's understandable. I'm a learned man, one who's been in society and back out again, and society has been in me at the cost of every penny of my property.
Yeah, okay.
I've given them so many chances to meet me at my level, to take them with me when I move on. But they want to hold me back.
It's selfish. You just want to move on. You shouldn't have to feel guilty just because someone else wants you to stay around.
You said it. You see, us circus folk, we move from town to town. We work all day and sleep in trailers at night. We don't make a lot of money and we're looked down on by the rest of the world. We don't get to mingle with the normal folks. We don't get invited to nightclubs. We don't get to shake hands with the upper crust. No one asks us to dance. We only have each other. But you know what? I don't even have that. I'm the outcast among the outcasts. No one talks to me. No one listens to what I have to say. They all think they're so beautiful and talented, and I'm just a weird-looking little guy who has funny clothes and makeup, silently waddles around in circles on a stage and falls down and gets seltzer squirted in his face. I'm like a joke to them. When I was on stage, they just laughed at me.
That's terrible. You are a comedian, though, right?
I just had myself, sitting alone in my trailer, eating cold sausages with gin and water.
Yeah, I know that feeling. You go to work and it's a circus. It's draining. So after you shift, you just lie in bed, alone.
I dreamed of finding a way out, so I played the lottery in every town we came across. No one ever bothered to talk to me until that fateful day when I was the talk of the circus. Suddenly, everyone was asking where I was.
I found him. He's passed out, blackout drunk in front of his trailer.
Tops, wake up.
What's going on?
Tops, the lottery. What did you say your numbers were?
3742, why?
That's it. Your numbers came up. You won.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? $12,000? Has my day finally come?
Oh, it's great, Chops.
I know how long you wanted this.
Congratulations. We're all so proud of you.
I'm rich. I'm fabulously wealthy. I'll never work another day in my life. Goodbye, lousy trailer. Hello, mansions and motor cars. I'm getting an Olympic-sized swimming pool in my bathroom. And an even bigger one in my backyard.
Well, I mean, it's $12,000, so that's pretty good.
Oh, it really is. I've been so lonely for so long. Oh, man, bud. I didn't know you felt that way. I always thought you just liked to keep to yourself. All you ever did was drink in your trailer and insult the rest of us. It feels so silly now to have wasted so much time trying to impress you all. Knowing that one day I would skyrocket to the highest levels of the social stratosphere and never even have to pretend to like you, talk to any of you ever again.
Okay then.
Well, that doesn't sound very pleasant.
I know. Can you believe how rude they were? They were talking to a rich man. I deserve respect.
But even if you're ready to move on, won't you miss the people you worked with? Isn't it hard to say goodbye?
Absolutely. I could have just dropped them like a bad habit, but I am nothing if not sentimental. Now that I was wealthy, I thought I would give them the chance to experience society with me, to be a part of my new high-end luxury life. I mean, take Miss Frank. That's the lady on the horse. I spent all this time too scared to talk to her, thinking she's some glamorous superstar with adoring fans, dressed in elegant gowns and feathered tiaras. But suddenly, there I was, rich as can be, off into society. And I could see she's just some divorced carny with a kid to feed. Now I was doing her a favor by saying hello.
Back at the circus, it didn't sound like she felt that way.
Yeah, she don't appreciate it. But I am a kind and caring man. So I made her a very generous offer.
Oh, did you now?
Miss Frank, is there any reason why we two should not put up our horses together?
What?
Well, now that my horses come in, why not?
You're throwing a lot of horse idioms at me. I genuinely don't know what they mean.
Well, I hope you'll think on it and let me have your opinion as soon as possible.
Sure, I'll do that.
Well, Miss Frank, what's your answer? Don't take too long. Spit it out. I got work to do.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Chops.
Well, I should have thought you might have guessed. You're not new at this sort of work, and I am.
What word?
I'll say it slower and more simply for you. Will you have me to be thy wedded husband and save me and love me and honor me and all that sort of thing?
Will I what?
If you will, I will do as much by you and be a father to your child, and that's a great offer for a divorced carny like yourself.
My husband died at sea.
Was he a lottery winner? I doubt it. I'm a wealthy man now. You can't turn that down. Not in your position. I'm a man of my word. And what I say, I feel. And what I promise, I'll do. I'll even put up with that bratty kid of yours. I'm going out into society, and I'm taking you with me. Now, for your answer. Well?
Oh, is there a deadline?
5 minutes. And you've already wasted 2 with all these questions. That means you have 3 left. Be sensible, woman. Time's up, yes or no?
No, of course not.
What?
Are you nuts? We've barely even spoken.
But you don't understand. I'm rich now. Everything has changed. What part of I'm going into society do you not understand?
That's great. Congratulations, but I'm seeing someone.
What? Who?
Wilson?
Wilson? Who's the strong? What? You've secretly been sneaking around with the stupid strongman?
We've been dating for over a year. It's not exactly a secret. You've just never asked me anything about myself before.
I forbid it.
You do what now?
I really thought you were more sensible than this, Miss Frank. He's no good for you. I can do anything he can.
Well, obviously you can't. He's the strong man. That's like a whole skill set. You're a mime. Your only skill is not talking, and you ain't doing a very good job at that. I'm flattered, really, but I have stuff to do. Can we wrap this up, Chops?
I could beat him. You know what? I will beat him.
Wilson has no interest in fighting you, Chops.
He doesn't have a choice. I'm rich.
You do realize how rude all of that was, right?
I know. I couldn't believe how disrespectful she was to me.
I wasn't talking about her. I may have been too hasty in projecting my emotions on you.
So I went to see the strong man to make him an even more generous offer.
Oh boy. I'm sure that went well.
Strong man! Oh, hey, Chops. How you doing today?
Ready
Oh, that's great. What are you ready for?
to rumble.
Oh, that's great. Good for you. You've had so much good luck today. I'm proud of you.
The question is, are you
Am I what?
ready to rumble?
What does that mean?
Does no one here understand anything? It's hard for those of us in high society to talk to commoners. I'll say it slower. I have hid my contempt for you for too long. Always walking around all big and strong, like a big strong man. Would you like to fight?
Oh, no thank you.
I thought you might say that. Fear of my newfound status and all. But don't worry, I will make this worth your while. I am challenging you to a fight. If you can beat me, I will give you $500.
Oh, no thank you.
Let me finish. However, if I win, you must accept that I am the better man and let me marry Miss Frank.
Oh, definitely no thank you.
If you're concerned about it being a fair fight, I've already worked it all out. I've had a lot of time to think about this. I've been stewing about how much I wanted to fight you for a long time. The conditions are this. You get a club, and I get a poison needle.
Oh, still no thank you.
I already have the needle.
Anyway, I have to go.
Strong man. I don't think you understood.
My name is Wilson.
That's $500. Think how much money that is. Have you ever seen so much money in all your life?
Of course I've seen $500. I have a savings account.
Well, la-di-da and ooh-la-la, aren't you a fancy lad? Oh, you think just because you have a few bucks in a bank account, you can disrespect your better like this? Forget all of you. I'm leaving. I'm going off into society myself.
The mime story had just begun. I'd started off desperate to hear his tale, to see how he had found his way out of the very same situation I was in. But now, it was just making me feel bad. He was so selfish, and thought he was so much better than everyone else. Is that how Fern would see me when I told him I was quitting? Hopefully I'd get some insight by listening to the rest of the story.
Thank you for listening to BEFM Drama. We'll hear the rest of the mime story on the next episode when we present part 2 of the story. This was Big Top Big Shot, based on Going Into Society by Charles Dickens. It also included parts of Manchester Marriage by Elizabeth Gaskell and 3 Evenings in the House by Adelaide Ann Proctor. This radio play was written by me, Ryan Estrada. It starred Sam Hazelton as Goblin, Kelly Brassbridge as Fern, Erin Wookday as Miss Frank the Horse Lady, Tina Daniels as Dispatch, and me as Chops and Wilson the Strongman. Hidden Agenda is by Kevin McLeod of Incompetech and released under Creative Commons Attribution License. Goblin's theme is by Unheard Music Concepts. Barrel music was by Kevin Luce. Stay tuned next time to part 2 of Big Top Big Shot as Chops the Mime tries to make new friends and does make things even worse. Thank you for listening to BEFM Drama.